The story starts with a warning that this is a frightening world where darkness is as deadly as a venomous snake ready to strike. It's a place where the most dangerous predators camouflage themselves among the most innocent creatures, delivering lethal blows when least expected. The snake was baited by the innocent toad, and now it's gone. Vampires, werewolves, ghosts, cyborgs, puppets. Every horror creature imaginable runs through this world like blood through veins. Writing in his book, our protagonist says he needs to stay calm at all times, since the slightest trace of fear is enough to be swallowed by the darkness. Or at least, that's what he learned in the last 2 years. During this time, he's only been doing one thing, trying to survive. Someone knocks on the door. Lynn, it's time. Go hang the light outside and get ready to open the store. At this moment, he receives a mission from the system. Hang the lamp outside. Reward: skull coins, experience, and pure human blood. It's the first time he's seen this system, but he doesn't have time to pay attention to it. He has to obey the boss's orders. Instantly, when he opens the door, a giant Frankenstein-style figure appears. He greets him nervously. "Professor, you're back already?" But he's already thinking, "I'm going to die." That's what he always imagined when he first appeared here 2 years ago. But now he's gotten used to all this. Frankenstein is carrying somebody's body. Our protagonist reflects that it was 2 years ago when he was saved by this professor and learned all medical skills from him. Even though the days are monotonous, the situation isn't that bad. He opens the store door, facing dozens of eyes. The darkness is so intense there that it's impossible to see around, but he feels good. After all, surviving in this world is already considered a miracle. He lights the candle and spills a drop of blood. The reaction drives away all the souls nearby, and with that, the facade is lit up. He then receives the reward from the system and is impressed that even though this mission was simple, he received such good rewards. Immediately, an old, toothless woman carrying a head appears in front of him. "Good morning, young man. Do you have any useless junk to give to this old woman?" He receives a mission: deliver something useless to the old woman. He looks back. "I do. Hold on." He knows it's the butcher, and he always needs to get rid of her as quickly as possible. He hands her two red, spiky objects that are trembling. She thanks the young boy, and he receives rewards from a system. Then she says, "You have a good heart. Here, take this. It's your reward," handing him the eyes from her face. The system says he can accept or refuse, but if he refuses, he will lose 50 points of favorability with her. He hesitates for a second, but says, "Thank you very much. I'll take it, Isis." She thanks him and leaves. Another mission complete. He returns to the store. He knows across the street there's a butcher shop and a meat shop, and the eyes she gave him belong to the owners of these places. There's an extremely important rule in this world: never offend the walkers of the darkness. He takes advantage of the professor being busy and checks the system. All his stats are simple, and the description says he's a fragile yet intelligent young human man who has lived in this world for 2 years, but you never know when he'll die. Lin recognizes that this system is quite similar to games. Maybe as he completes missions, he gains attributes and skills. At least that will increase his chances of surviving there. At that moment, Professor Frankenstein opens the door. "Lin, I'm going out for a while. I'll be back in 2 days. Take care of the store and don't let anyone steal anything from this place." His name is Bloodsaw, and in the combat information, the system just says, "Don't provoke him." Lin, a little scared, says, "Got it. Is there anything else I should keep in mind?" Bloodsaw tells him, "If they have money, take the money. If not, take something of equal value. And if they don't have money and aren't willing to pay, use this," handing him Bloodsaw's blade. The system warns that it's extremely sharp and easily cuts through flesh and soul, but the more you use it, the more it craves things. Lin just thanks him. Before leaving, Bloodsaw adds, "Don't forget to feed the little baby after closing the shop." He hasn't eaten for a long time. He receives the same mission from a system. Bloodsaw warns, "No matter what you hear outside, never leave the range of the soul lamp. If someone asks for your help, ignore them. Close the door and windows at night, and no matter who calls for you, stay quiet. If someone comes in, kill them all." "Got it." Lin says, "These 2 days are going to be torture." Sitting at the table with a blade, he's just waiting for the time. As soon as the clock strikes, someone knocks on the door. "Excuse me, is the owner there?" He approaches the door and looks through the peephole, seeing a little girl holding a doll. The system gives him a mission: Help take care of the injured doll. In the system attribute window, it warns of a wandering soul from the valley looking for her mother, with a doll as her ally. Whoever dares to steal her doll will end up in her belly. With tears in her eyes, the girl pleads, "Please, my doll is hurt. Can you save her?" Lin looks at the soul lamp and sees that the reaction isn't very intense, meaning the girl isn't that dangerous. In this case, he opens the door and asks her to come in. Thanks to the soul lamp, nobody can enter unless he invites them, or if the person is very powerful. To keep his job there, he needs to treat customers well. Besides, the souls and spirits in this place aren't necessarily bloodthirsty. They just want to live their lives. With that said, it's good never to ask about their taboos and lives. The girl tells him, "My doll lost her arm, and no matter how hard I search, I can't find it. She's my favorite. If it keeps going like this, she'll die. Can you save her, big brother?" Already opening a giant mouth, he swallows nervously. Of course, but the system warns that he lost 5 points of sanity. When examining the doll's arm, the system says the bite pattern matches the mouth of the girl, and the blood on the girl's clothes belongs to the doll. He's impressed that the system can assist with diagnosis so much. Then he asks, "Little girl, did you eat anything recently?" The girl says no, she hasn't eaten anything for many days and is very hungry. So hungry that last night she dreamed she was eating many delicious things. Meat, hair, ears, everything she loves, and it was delicious. Already opening her monster mouth, her doll repeats, "Yes, everything was delicious." Lin's sanity drops another 10 points. Lin tells her, "I suspect that when you dreamed, you ended up eating your doll's arm." She stands there, fingers intertwined, feeling a bit embarrassed. But the doll says, "My mommy loves me." Lin asks, "Did you feel any discomfort in your belly?" She replies that she feels a little itching in her belly, like something wants to come out. He says, "It's probably the case, so the arm isn't being digested. Do you prefer surgery or physical work?" The girl awkwardly says she wants surgery, but how will it be? He pulls Bloodsaw's blade from the table. "It's simple. I'll cut your abdomen open your stomach, remove the arm, and then sew it back together." The girl seems scared. "And what about physical therapy?" "This one's even simpler. The price will be even lower." "So I want this one," the girl says. Putting on gloves, he asks, "All right then, from below or from above?" The little girl is startled. He tells her to relax, assuring her that either way it won't hurt her. She's trembling and hesitates to respond. He asks, "Are you ready?" Scared, she asks, "How about we finish here? I don't want any medical treatment." But Lin signals no. "My professor said that once a customer comes in, they have to be attended to, or else they have to leave something here before they go." The trembling girl says, "All right, do it from above." She sits in the chair. He tells her to open her mouth as wide as possible. Lin smells a terrible odor coming from her. He puts a metal circle in her mouth to prevent her from biting and pushes his arm inside her stomach. The girl is writhing in agony, but he tells her not to move. It'll be over soon. He searches inside her stomach until he finally manages to pull out the arm. She's agonizing in pain, and he confirms, "You really accidentally ate your doll's arm. She just didn't tell you because she knew you were hungry. In the future, I advise you not to digest strange things." He then opens a drawer. "The cost to put this arm back on the doll will be 30 skull coins. Do you want me to proceed?" The girl says yes, struggling to speak. The doll, in desperation, says, "Please no, Mom." But he reassures the doll that he'll reattach the arm easily. He manages to reconnect the doll's arm, earning a lot of points in the system. He hands her medicine to use on the doll once a day for a week, and she should be recovered. He pours the medicine on the doll's arm, and she agonizes once again, running to the girl's arm, asking to leave. Lin looks at her and says, 10 for physical therapy, 30 for sewing, 70 for medicine, a total of 110 skull coins. Thank you very much. Hope to see you again. The girl seems timid, takes some coins from her pocket, and throws them to him. I only have 20, she says. He stops for a second, then says, you still own 90 coins. You can use part of your body as collateral. It's okay, I'll do it for free for you. The girl takes a step back, afraid. I still have 10. Great. Now you owe 80 coins, she says. You can keep the medicine. She'll buy it next time. All right. Now you owe 20 coins, she says. She asks if she can pay on credit and then come back to pay later, but Lin says it's a small store. They can't offer credit. How about leaving an eye as collateral? You can even keep the medicine and I'll give you 40 coins and change. Covering her eyes, she asks, can I pay with something else? He asks, like what? She lowers her head, looking a bit embarrassed. With my body, she says. Lynn is taken aback, wondering what she's thinking. He stands up, staring at her. She asks, can it be? But he replies, I don't accept your body. I just want your right eye. Relax. When you have the money, you can buy it back. She cries and says, all right. The doll says, no, Mom, don't do it. But the eye has already been taken out and stored in a jar. He then receives a lot of items and money from the system. He looks back. All done. Please come again to Sanguine Blood's pharmacy. I'll be happy to serve you once more. She leaves in tears, saying she'll never come back. I want my mom. Lynn finds this reaction odd, and the system gives a quest. The blood puppet is looking for its mother. Help her find it. 200 favorability with the girl, 100 with the doll, and a special reward. He ponders a bit, staring at some hair, some ears on a plate. Those are some of the items he's been receiving from the system. He's sure that little girl has done much scarier things. Oh well, doesn't matter. I'll talk about it with her next time. Lynn notices that he's been earning a lot of skull coins, which is the currency of this world. It's a shame he hasn't been able to leave the store in the past 2 years. Looking outside, seeing the crowd of eyes, he thinks having money isn't a problem, right? Maybe in the future, he'll have a chance to use it. At that moment, a pig without an eye enters the store. He's the owner of the butcher shop in the Valley of Wandering Souls. He's your friendly neighbor and is very happy to share a prey he just caught with you, or share you with others. Lynn looks at the pig, noticing that the lamp is turning very red. Welcome to Sanguine Blood's pharmacy. Is there anything I can help you with? He thinks that thanks to the action of the soul lamp, monsters usually don't attack him, especially because if they do, he can use the power of the soul to suppress them. However, this doesn't work properly with those extremely corrupted ones. In the end, it's a lawless world. The pig passes through the door and enters the shop. Damn that old lady. She tore out one of my eyes just because of junk. Next time I see her, I'll... He interrupts himself as he sits at the table. Where's Bloodsaw? Bring him now. I need a new eye, and I'll pay with prey I just caught. Lynn responds, my teacher went out to take care of some things. If you need anything, just talk to me. He receives the mission from the system. Help the pig monster find a new eye. The pig stares at Lynn. Oh, it's you. The system warns that the crisis has increased to 89%. They are silently staring at each other. Then the pig says, okay then, you do it. He picks up some items, organizes them, and says, we have human eyes, pig eyes, eyes of dead bat specters, and puppet doll eyes. Each one has its price. Which one do you want? The pig looks at them all, thinks for a moment, looks at Lynn, and says, I think your eye is the best. Lynn loses 10 sanity, and the crisis increases to 91%. He asks mine. The pig responds, why can't it be yours? Lynn feels a bit awkward, but suddenly takes his eyeball out. The system warns that his life is in danger, saying he lost an organ. With the eye in his hand, he says, okay, this one here costs 200 skull coins. No refunds, even if it doesn't connect to your body.